at 3 p.m. Eastern Time, doing live free picks for today's action. So make sure you like, subscribe, and set those notifications. We want you guys live with us. Get the plays in real time, get the best numbers, and of course, join the chat right now. Mindy in the chat with Latifa. Shout out there to Latifa. Good afternoon to you as well. Of course, join the conversation there. Make note of a few things. Our promo code, you can save 20% off all premium pick packages. When you use that promo code TonyT at checkout, you can access our page by clicking the link you see there in the description. Click the All Cappers tab, get signed up. I always love to hear from you guys. You're welcome to put your picks in the comments below. Of course, our site is Tony'sPicks.com. We're a multi-capper site showcasing top capper in our industry. Click the links to the hot cappers, get signed up to some of our long-term passes. You'll see some of our great performers up here like Ramon, now eclipsing over 5,000 units of profit for 2023. You won't see that type of performance in any of these multi-capper sites. Ramon has been on absolute fire. Mindy there at 2,000 units of profit as well. Nick's having a great year. Morning's team coming in as well. Take a look over the past 7 days. Tiffany's been on absolute fire right now. Morning Steam, Hollywood Sam probably coming in with a strong day as well. I hope you checked out those videos yesterday. Right on spot there with his 4-pack last night with those videos up on the site. So click the links, guys. Get signed up to the long-term passes. You'll find our latest premium picks here in the center of the page. Best bets. Each capper will release one best bet from each sport. We're locked and loaded here for Friday. $15 premium pick is promotional. Each capper can designate a play from their card as a $15 premium pick to introduce their service to new and existing customers. 3-packs, multi-packs offer great value there, as you can see there in there. Many of them are profit guarantee. All of them are, I should say. All of our one-day passes are. They must turn a profit, or the amount your purchases credit back to your capper site's credit. That is a profit guarantee. All right, let's get underway here with game day picks here for Friday's action. Big hoops card here for tonight. Join us today will be Ramon Scott and Mindy Hahn. All right, let's get underway here with the game day picks. Let's welcome in Mindy Hahn. Catch her over at Tony'sPicks.com. Hope you caught the morning Steam show today. Lots of great content up there. We'll bring Mindy in right now. I think we're ready to roll here with Mindy. Mindy, how's it going today? I heard on the show today you really like this NBA card tonight.
Yes, it's my favorite. I love it when I get big, giant point spreads. It's my favorite thing ever.
I know.
Kind of like having all minus 500 on hockey. I feel like we have those days. Some days.
Yes. It's one of those days in the NBA, but there are ways to beat it, and Mindy found a way to beat it. So tonight, we got a game tonight here between the Lakers and the Thunder here. The Lakers are here will be home laying 5 now. The total sits here at 231.
Yeah, so I'm going to do something a little bit different today. I'm just going to look at a team total. We don't do these, too often because we can't really have them rated on our back end here on Tony's Picks website. But today, we covered pretty much everything on the morning team show. And it's one of those that if me and Ramon agreed on the morning steam, I might have a premium here on the other side. So I'm trying to find, something to keep some secrets, something to, get you, just something a little bit different here today. So we're going to look at the team total here for OKC. That's where we're headed. So, when I do my modeling, I kind of take a look at, of course, all the home and away numbers, how you've been shooting, your turnovers, rebounds, of course, the pace of play. And I have this OKC team here that has huge differences between their home and away work for whatever reason that may be. So this Thunder team on the road just really lacks scoring. So when I take a look at their last 5 games, here's how they look. 105, 101, 111, 102, and 110. And then if I take a look at this OKC team here at home, here's where they are. 124, 121, 137, and 130. Oh, I might have missed one. 129 and 130. So it's one of these things that I have this one today modeled out at about a 105, 106 game here playing against this Lakers team. Me and Ramon, we agreed that we kind of think that the Thunder's probably going to get this one with the points. It's kind of where we're looking. But I just don't think that this Oklahoma City team can get to a team total of 113.5. So I'm going to go under that number, under the 113.5 here today. That's going to be, kind of where I'm looking. I know it was the last time when they played in February versus the Lakers, right? This is one that we were talking about that, LeBron needed a big day and all that kind of stuff. And he did. He put up like 38 points. SGA put up 30. So they wound up having a 130 to 133 game back in the day. But I just don't think with how everyone's been playing here in the month of March that we're going to get any close to, any sort of totals like that.
All right, Mindy here on Thunder team total under 113.5. We are seeing this total crash down from an opener of 233 when you look at the overall number here, and much of it, as you said, Mindy, and kind of what again, what we talked about yesterday when I was on the Clippers last night. I know a lot of people didn't agree with me on that Clipper game, and it comes down to the flaws that we see with OKC in shooting the basketball, especially on the right. I gave you those road numbers yesterday, and nothing really has changed. And again, you put this Thunder team under a magnifying glass. There are a lot of warts there that you can expose. The Clippers did that. We saw them run away in the second half. This team lacks scoring, lacks shooting. On the road, as you mentioned, the numbers have been atrocious for this Thunder team away from home. I mean, look at their last 7 on the road. They're shooting just 41%, 31% from 3. Hey, that's good in college basketball, right? I hate to say that, but we're praising these teams that can't shoot in college basketball. We're seeing the shooting teams advance in these tournaments, guys, and that's really what's happening. But again, the Thunder just can't shoot, can't score here on the road, as you mentioned.
Well, and that's a thing, right? So if you kind of really look at it, what is the difference? You can't say it's SGA, right? He's averaging 30 back then, and he's still averaging 30 now. Maybe it's Giddy a little bit. I kind of think that maybe he's tailored off some, where he was averaging maybe 20 points before. Now he's kind of sometimes even below the teens, maybe 7 or 9 points. Or is it maybe Jalen Williams? I mean, he's playing really well, but he has nights that he's just totally off also. And I don't know exactly why they're playing so bad on the road. I think it just comes down to, for whatever reason, they get really sluggish, especially on here like today where it's the third day of a 4-game road trip. And I think that's kind of been the trend as they get farther along on the road trip. They just don't play well. They just are this, anomaly, kind of like how Golden State is or whatever. These teams that just can't really win on the road, or they may win, but they're not putting up big numbers here on the road at all. And it's one of those, like, I think the Lakers have a little bit better defensive team also. And so, I mean, I think that is going to be able to help keep this number down. I think basically, I think it's going to be right in within that point spread of the 6. I think we're kind of looking right at that number. I just don't see any way that they're going to just suddenly go back to how they did in February and put up 130 points on an away court.
Yeah, that's the score there. Of course, Ramon there with the report there on the chat here with Russell. He did just hit the injury report just a few minutes ago. In with hip soreness. It is basically questionable there right now for D'Angelo Russell. These games are very important right now, especially with OKC. This is a team that the Lakers are battling with. They have the exact same record going into this game. So this, again, as we talked about a few days ago when they played OKC, an important game. This is just as important here. Remember when LeBron broke the record? This is when they broke the record, and then the drama ensued. But the Lakers have been playing really good defense since the All-Star break, since they made these moves here. And of course, OKC will be clean coming in this back-to-back spot. But again, I will make note here, this is a live line that you're seeing in from a Las Vegas sportsbook. So if these lines move, or they may vary from what you see, or sometimes our cappers go, because this is a very sharp number. This is about the lowest total you're going to see, because a lot of the sharp money in this sharp book, where a lot of the big bettors are. Listen, all the big bettors hang out in these books to take all the action. And you've seen this one crushed down to 230. I'm still seeing 232.5. In some of these other books that, let's just face it, they turn away the winners, right? And then what's left are the guys that don't win. So obviously, guys that don't win like to bet over. So you're going to see bigger numbers in some of these other books, Mindy.
Right. I think that's true, right? And that's the thing is, you can just go ahead and pull up your phone. And like I said, you can look at that last matchup. And that's what I think a lot of people are going to see, where they're like, well, that was a 260 game. Why is this, sitting where it is? And so it's always perception. And I think, when handicapping, you always kind of have to, basically kind of tell a story with your numbers, right? And try to get the whole of where everything's going to give you that little bit of lean against these Vegas numbers.
Absolutely there. So Mindy coming in here with a team total pick here. We're going to get a team total here for the Thunder. We're not going to worry about the Lakers scoring because you never know. Especially this is a back-to-back here for the Thunder, so they could come off the tank here, and you don't want to touch the number there. But we'll go Thunder team total under 113.5. This one have a start time 10:30 Eastern time. All right, Mindy, let's take a look over at Tony'sPicks.com for tonight's action. Lots on the board today. As source again, let's bring up the numbers here for Mindy. 1,965 units of profit. She's been an absolute fire for 2023. Tonight we've got we got still the 4 from the Sweet 16 here for Friday. A big NBA card, 10 games on the board, NBA, NHL as well. What do you have going over at Tony's Picks?
Yeah, I'm mostly, being nervous and wasting time until my Blue Jays play tonight at 8 p.m. Central. I'm excited for this one. I mean, it could be, a really good opportunity for the Jays here. But it's one of those, it's Ramon's on his team with San Diego State. And we know this is about as far as they get in the tourney, right? So we kind of are hoping for great things. But, deep down inside, we always have that little bit of reservation that we shouldn't get too excited about what's going to happen tonight. But I'm in on all 4 college basketball games here today. Was pretty selective yesterday. Just had the win with FAU, getting the 5.5 points yesterday. And then also in on 5 games in the NBA. So I feel like we got it covered here between my plays, the morning's team, and whatever Ramon has. I'm sure he's filling in the rest. So we're all ready to go in the NBA. So you could definitely pick up a 5-pack there. And then, of course, I only have one play in the NHL. It was one of these, weird 3-game cards. Me and Ramon never really agreed on much today because it is kind of just one of those wonky days. Big favorites, big, minus money on the puck lines. Not anything that we want to take a favorite to win by 2 with how things are going. Totals were right on as well. So only one play here today that I could find in order to give my subscribers the best of the best chance here in winning. But yeah, I've been really excited with how my handicapping is moving. So we're ready to get forward, finish strong here in college basketball, NBA, NHL, and then of course get on the handicapping for Major League Baseball that we're all excited for. Coming up, what'd you say, like a week's time? A week yesterday?
Thursday coming up. Yeah.
Not much time left before we get rolling on baseball, and then I can start to feel the warmth on my arms instead of going outside and it's still chilly, which I don't really like.
That's right. Let's get excited here. Let's see if I'm excited about our Phillies. They have some bad news with their first baseman out for the year. But anyway.
Oh, no.
Yes, we're getting some of the injuries there. That was a big one there, the first baseman out. But anyway, you get on board with Mindy over at Tony'sPicks.com. You can see the 3-pack here from college basketball, the 3-pack up there right now. Also, in NBA, a 5-pack. Remember, these are in orange, are all a profit guarantee. They must turn a profit, or the amount you purchase is credit back to your account for site credits. That is profit guarantee. All in the one-day passes. Best bets from college basketball as well as the NBA here. She's got a best bet up there. Thunder Lakers, a best bet. Of course, Xavier, Texas. She's telling you the teams. So there you go. She's giving you some information. So I get on forth there with Mindy. Best bets on the board. $15 premium play. The Xavier, Texas game is up there as well. And of course, instead of buying these plays all individually, you may opt for the 1-month all sports pass. Get all of Mindy's premium plays for 30 days. That's all of her, the remainder of the NCAAB tournament. Remember, we got NIT semifinals and finals next week. We also have NHL. We're going to get you some playoff action here as the NFL finishes about April 14th, if I'm not mistaken. NBA play-in rounds is April 11th with the play-in round there. So we got the play-in round, the first round of the playoffs. A lot of that's covered within that 30 days. We'll be almost 4 weeks into baseball. Maybe I'm pretty sure Mindy will be ready with some action in Major League Baseball. Yes. She needs the data coming in, so you'll get probably maybe a good week of baseball there from Mindy as she gets in all the data coming in from all these years in baseball. And we got the pitch counts, we got bigger bases, no more shifting. So we'll see how all this factors into it. It should be an exciting time as baseball is around the corner. So guys, be sure to check this out there as well and get on board with Mindy. Reminder, guys, the promo code here on that, you'll save $66 here in that 1-month pass. When you use that promo code TonyT at checkout, you can access Mindy's page by clicking the link you see there in the description. Click the All Cappers tab, and then you'll land right on Mindy's page, and you'll be able to go ahead and get signed up. All right, Mindy, we also put together a Twitter account for you over at Tony's Picks Mindy, which that you have up there now, as well as more content. Morning Steam, another show in the books today. Lots of content up there, and of course, they can also find you over on Discord, where you put up the games that you'll be covering for the show.
That's right. I got another play out, and it is also on a team total. So you can make sure you go ahead and check that out on Twitter today. And then, of course, there is a link there to where you can just go ahead and go right to where you can buy one of my packages. And like I said, make sure you use the promo code TonyT at checkout. And then make sure you go ahead and join us in the Discord here. So some folks were still a little bit confused about our change in schedule for Team Steam. So we will be in every Friday from now on. Our day off is going to be on Tuesdays now. We think that's a good day, a little bit of less baseball that day. A good day to have off for football there as well. So we're going to be taking Tuesdays off. So make sure you check us out every Wednesday through Monday. It's harder to get used to say. Wednesday through Monday, 8 a.m. Central, where we go over, the entire pro card, some selections here in college basketball. Of course, when there's only 4, we'll just go ahead and do all 4. And then, it's basically a place where we all get to hang out. You can sit back, enjoy your coffee, do some data entry at work. Maybe it's on your, drive to work, something like that. But it's a nice way to go ahead and get all of the edges early in the day to beat Vegas, right? You want to get those lines before they change. We know they're moving around. I mean, me and Ramon see it. We get up at 5. He gets up at 3. We're up there, checking out the lines to see how they've all are moving, because we want to make sure that you guys are in on those best lines. So we'll tell you where the steam is at, which players are out. And then, of course, our chat members help us too. They bring all of their goods, their data. They're all different handicappers. And we think when we get all of these great minds together, that we find the best plays out there. And you can see that by our record with Team Steam here on Tony's Picks. You can find us at the All Cappers tab. You can check out our win-loss records there. And of course, Team Steam, we're always up there towards we're up there for the yearly count here so far. So we're having a really good time, and we hope that you guys can join us. And then find us in the Discord as well. It's where we go ahead and continue all the talk, so you'll get more information there. You can ask us Cappers questions. You can also chat with your fellow Team Steam chatters. You have guys in there that are giving out their predicted totals, which I appreciate, because that's kind of where I start my handicapping from every day, all the numbers. And then of course you have folks that give me the whole same game parlays, so I can use my free bets on the apps out there. I feel like I need to take advantage of those, and I really get some good ones, so I appreciate all the help there as well. But yeah, it's a good place to just kind of be like a sounding board. Hey, I like this, what do you guys think? And I think so far it's been pretty successful, and we appreciate Tony and Ramon coming up with this great idea here for Discord, and for Tony allowing us to have one of the best morning shows out there that you can find, the first on YouTube. So make sure you join us every day.
That's right, guys. You can find the link to the Discord. Click the link there on the top of the chat, live chat. That'll take you right to the Discord. Lots of content in there. That's where the conversation continues. We're not live. A lot of our community members contribute with their data and as for their picks. And of course, Brent, someone puts in his numbers. Butterscotch with the Scotch locks are in there as well. So a lot of contributions there. People looking for the Scotch locks, the Queens as well. Yes, Latifah in there. So people looking for these plays, and you find them there in the Discord. We may see some in-game stuff as we move forward. So lots of content in there from a lot of the community. We only really advertise this on our live shows, so a lot of the folks that you see commenting in our YouTube, those are the folks that are in there. So that's I kind of like that. We know who it is. Right. Latifah with a post right now. We just saw Latifah with a post right now in the Discord. I believe we
Latifah, what are you doing over there?
So we just got some more folks. Maybe was that Latifah? Who was that? We just saw someone post in there. Who was it right now? Maybe go back to see. I thought it was Latifah, because when I see that crown, I always think of Latifah, but it may not have been Latifah.
It had to be her.
It had to be Latifah. Let's see. We just got a post in there right now as we were talking. It was her. Let's see here. I'll see. Let me go. Actually, when you go into the Discord, click the folder there for the morning steam. It was Latifah. Let's bank, family. That was in there right now in the live chat. All right, Mindy, as always, great having you here on the show. Have yourself a great weekend, and we'll catch up with you again here on Game Day Picks on Monday.
All right, I gotta go change into my blue for the game. I'll leave this on for the Aztecs here tonight for Ramon. I'll root for his team as well.
That's right. There we go. Root for a matchup battle here between Creighton and San Diego State. We'll see how that rolls. I think you have the easier road, though.
Well, I'm going to say that's probably true.
Based on the point spread. Based on the one's for your favorite by 10, he's a dog by 7. So that's a
right. I would much rather have this situation. I would say
you're in the better position. All right, you're holding pocket aces. Ramon's holding 2-7 offsuit.
Hey, but you can split those sevens. Get another
No,
seven.
we're talking poker. 2-7. Do 7.
Oh, I gotcha.
That's right. You're way ahead of the hand right now. All right, Mindy. Have
Right.
a great weekend. Mindy Hahn here on Game Day Picks. Guys, with you here on Game Day Picks here Monday through Friday here at 3 p.m. Eastern Time. Make sure you like, subscribe, join the conversation in our chat. We got Latifah in there. We got shout out to James Thrower as well. Lots of contributions there. Anger Clement in there as well. So go ahead and subscribe and set those notifications if you would. All right, let's continue on here on the show. Let's go ahead and bring in Ramon Scott. You'll catch him over at Tony'sPicks.com. The 5,000 unit man is what we're calling him right now. How's he doing, Mr. 5,000?
Good, Tony. If I could, it's a troubling spot, the Sweet 16, San Diego State. They've been there before and haven't gotten by, but if I could talk to the Alabama crew before the game, I'd remind them that they are 1-8 straight up in the Sweet 16 as well. So they do have the advantage here. I might have deuce 7, but hey, you know what, Tony? If played correctly, it never loses.
That's right. Deuce 7, you can flop deuce, deuce, deuce. Well, you've seen that. We've seen a lot of crazy things on the poker. We've seen aces crack before, many times.
Oh, well.
Mainly, right? I know
No doubt.
that's a dealer's nightmare because that means no tip. All right, here we go, Ramon. Tonight we go. The Jazz are the home team here. Bucks and Jazz here. We got the Bucks here laying a bundle 9.5. Total sits here 236.5.
Now the Milwaukee Bucks, they're back on top. The Celtics, were they an imposter? I don't think so, but still, Milwaukee will probably end up with that home court advantage. They don't seem to be stoppable right now since they've risen back to the top, having won 23 of their last 26 games. Kind of sense that Giannis, injury a little bit where he was out. Since then, it's all systems go for the Bucks. They've won 2 straight once again. They've averaged almost 125 points in the last 5 games. The Bucks played Utah back in December, a 123-97 win back in Milwaukee. They'll come out to Utah, where both teams have a little bit of laundry list here of injuries. You have Utah Markkanen, certainly the big one going in. That's the one I think people would talk about certainly in this game. He's out, and that's tough, man. He was getting beat up in that last game. He looked great, but he hit the floor hard, made his head snap back. Man, he was really rocked to the ground by Diacono, Archie Diacono, in that game. So also going to have no Clarkson here, no Sexton, no Rudy Gay. Milwaukee's got Milton out of this one, so he's just getting a rest day here. This might be the right spot, but for me, I'm still going to look at the steam. It still is leaning over, and I think it's kind of a situation, Tony, where Milwaukee's been just so good. Maybe they put it on cruise control a little bit. We saw Utah struggle last game, losing to Portland in a maybe a bit of a shocker. Portland hasn't been playing well of late, and Portland scored 127 points here against the Jazz. The Jazz have gone over in 6 straight. They've also gone over in 8 of their last 9. They're 25-12 to the over as a dog. A little bit of contrary here is that Milwaukee is a pretty solid under on the road, but I think a team that Utah, yeah, they're right there. You talk about the race there at the bottom in the West. I say at the bottom, it runs pretty deep. You just got to take care of your own business, and you think somebody would have to falter. So just win if you're Utah. It's not necessarily worried. Yeah, you got to worry about the Lakers, the Thunder, but there's a couple other teams in the mix too, right there, that could fall out with a losing streak. So don't worry about what other teams are doing right now. Just take care of business. If you're the Utah Jazz, that's easier said than done. Taking on the Milwaukee Bucks right now, Utah half a game back of that play-in spot, but really they're kind of struggling a little bit. Like I said, defensively, and they'll have missing players here, and the matchups still favor the offense to me. I don't see, the defense there necessarily in these matchups, not necessarily for Utah or Milwaukee. I think that Utah could still have some success despite those scores being out. For some reason, the metrics of the Bucks, like I said, maybe it's a combination of their effectiveness offensively, that they have been able to allow points a little bit to their opposition. Maybe they're more comfortable playing a little bit higher scoring, faster tempo. I mentioned those 124 points over the last 5 games. That's a good, I don't know, 7 points over their season average. So really, other than Walker Kessler, to me looks like a pretty impressive defensive player. I think, if anything, we talk about some of these, Walker Kessler. We'll see how he, you know, grows as a player, but he looks very interesting. But guys like a THT in there, Olenek, the rookie Agbaji, yeah, he scored 27 points. He looked absolutely terrific against Utah, but I'm not sure about this rookie's defense at all. Certainly, and for Utah, for Milwaukee, look, Giannis can be a dominating force, but the defensive effort, if you will, just doesn't seem to be there right now. Again, because they're playing so comfortably, a lot on the lead right now. Only, maybe Connaughton looks like he's holding his opponents. I'm trying to dive a little bit deep into the metrics here, but Connaughton might be playing a little bit harder defensively. It looks like to me, considering what the opponents are doing against that position. I mean, Brook Lopez, he could have his problems with Kessler in there, but and I don't know about this. Don't know too much about Fontecchio, Tony. I've been watching him a little bit, and he'll be up against Connaughton. He's not a rookie or anything. He's been around. I mean, yeah, he's new with Utah, but he played in Europe for about 4 or 5 years, so he's not a young player at all. He's in his late 20s, I think. So I'm going to go over this one. It opened 230, as low as 232, and now it's 236.5. So mine's better than I. Mr. 5,000 might be telling me something here, as the total's gone up despite all these players being out. And I'm looking at it metrically on some of these sites that I use, and I see that the defense is lacking still. So I'm worried a little bit. Can't make it a premium because some of these scorers are out, but it looks more position-wise that the effort just isn't there. And for Utah, their defense just isn't there because they probably don't have the ability to play some of the defense as some of those top contenders like Milwaukee do. So I'm still going to go over here, 236.5, or what? I have 237 there, but you show the number there, and we'll go over tonight. Milwaukee and Utah, despite a couple key personnel out tonight, including Markkanen and Middleton. I'm going over.
All right, Ramon's going over 236, 237 he put down, but you can find 236. The sharpest book in Vegas, 236.5. And my goodness, the sharpest book in the world right now has 235.5, Ramon. So you're really going against the sharps in this one.
Well, that for some reason, like I said, it was pushed up, and I think the injury situation was pretty much determined. I think everyone knew what was going to happen here. Then maybe the other concern, with Milwaukee's efforts on the road, like I said, they are often rated pretty high on the road, and this number here is high. So it was a premium at that road number of 232. But when I saw this push up, I just had to back off a little bit. Still feel confident that it's a 240-point game here, but maybe a little bit in the back of my mind looking at some of these players that are out of this lineup. So on the surface, to me, it looks like the tempo of the game, the style of game, we have Milwaukee here, a big favorite, obviously, near double digits. So what we've seen on those games, right, you look what happened last game. Now, it was an under when they went into Milwaukee, but Milwaukee scored 123 in that one. It was Utah that didn't score on the road. I would expect them to feel a little bit more comfortable at home offensively and be able to score closer to their season average. Maybe they're playing Milwaukee, so maybe not, but they do average 117 points a game. They average more points than the Milwaukee Bucks. We know they're not better than the Milwaukee Bucks. It's just the defense isn't there for Utah. So I would think that still you have Giannis, you have Drew, you have Grayson Allen. These guys can still put up a number tonight. Whether or not they cover, maybe that could be in question. Milwaukee's always had trouble going into Utah, the various versions throughout the years. We think that this Utah team, is obviously in a little bit of a restart mode. Their record would indicate they're alive in the playoff picture and do have motivation to play hard tonight. But still, it's been tough for Milwaukee in the past. This particular trip in Utah, I believe they've long term not a good cover in Utah. But obviously, this Utah team a couple notches down from even what we've seen in the past.
Now, how confident are you? And I can understand where the Sharps are coming from. How confident are you with Utah to get there, to get the points necessary to get this over? One of the things you're looking here at some of these numbers here, it's been Milwaukee on the road. They do defend. I mean, some of the defensive numbers have been impressive here as they hold teams per possession. Of course, that's based on speed. How fast will this tempo be? That has a lot to do here with this total. Also, too. Looking here at this Jazz team, the defense has been pretty bad for them. We saw that effort against Portland. Portland is a team that is just has not functional, and they went in there and put a 127 on them, and that's concerning. I think that's the game here where you can say, hey, maybe they can put up a 140 on these guys. The way Utah looked in that game against Portland.
Well, again, I didn't want to just come on here and say, look, Utah just played a 242-point game against Portland, but certainly you would think if a team like Milwaukee with Portland was not I didn't expect much from Portland in that game, and they came up with a monster effort. Milwaukee to get 127 points, obviously not out of the question. Like I said, their scoring average over the last few games is well above their season average. I just feel like Milwaukee, 2.5 game lead over Boston, that's not extremely comfortable yet, but considering where they were and how they've had to, it's been Boston's regression a little bit, of course, that has allowed Milwaukee to surge back to the top in the Eastern Conference. And the fact that, yes, I mean, that was the other dichotomy maybe that kind of kept me up is Milwaukee is a strong under team, man. More than 2/3 of their road games go under. But Utah as a dog is virtually the opposite. More than 2/3 of their games have gone over as a dog. Utah's gone over in 6 straight and over in 8 of 9, and I think the other one was a push. So that's where I'm looking at the position that Utah is in right now, in a little bit of a desperation mode. Milwaukee in a bit of, I don't want to call it cruise control, but with the NBA teams, we know that there is a lot of pullback when there's any comfortability at all with these teams. Again, resting Middleton here on just a game where they're basically a double-digit favorite. So that's what
how do you factor this here, where this is the front end of a back-to-back here for the Bucks? They got Denver tomorrow.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, it could be a real. And again, that's why you have
for both teams. By the way, tomorrow Utah at Sacramento, so front end for both teams.
Yeah, and Utah, you certainly don't worry about their situation, I think, as much when you're analyzing this particular game. Milwaukee's made the steps to rest a player here like Middleton. And again, I think, that's where if anything, when you step off the gas, that's where you would look, right, to allow the opponent to maybe have a little bit more comfortability offensively, because I think we all agree that defense takes more effort than offense. So.
There we go. Ramon here, Bucks Jazz over 237. Now this one have a start timer 9 p.m. Eastern time. All right, Ramon, let's take a look over at Tony'sPicks.com again. We'll flash these impressive numbers for the 5,000 unit man here, Mr. 5,000. 5,036 units of profit for 2023. That is all documented over at Tony'sPicks.com. Verified by going to Ramon's handicapper page, going down to pick history. You can see every play that he's posted. It's up there for you right now. All right, Ramon, tonight we have a 10-game board NBA. We got some hockey up there, 4 games from college hoops. Any peripheral sports out there? I know you've been looking at the NCAA hockey tournament that is up there. We do document that in the back end as well. We're heading into a weekend of possibly UFC as well. I know you get delving into that. What do you have going over at Tony's Picks?
Yeah, please look for that. I will have a UFC card. They're in San Antonio this weekend for the main event. Chito Vera in action against Corey Sandhagen. The main event in San Antonio this weekend on tomorrow night. So be looking for that package. My MMA numbers, very, very solid. It's basically 67%. It seems like I'm just hitting 2 out of every 3. You want to sweep that card, certainly, but getting ready here, watching the little Cage Warriors getting underway here just right now here on a Friday. They had a fight or 2 so far, it looks like. So watch a little MMA this afternoon on this level. And there you see it, Tony, my one package for the day. This could be it. today, and I put it all together and tried to pass along a big discount for anybody interested in this package. If you're crushing it, no problem. You want some extra winners in your pocket? Take a look at my record and then click on this 7-pack for $30. I don't think anybody's doing that on the site today. I've got 7 plays, 1 play each in college basketball. Did the same thing yesterday, went 3-1. And yeah, it was that Bruin game. What a game that was. Man, that was exciting. And get this 7-pack, 4 college, 3 NBA, 4 tonight for just $30 from the hottest capper on the site. Why wouldn't you get this package? Even if you were hot, I would think this would be a good set of winners for you. It's profit guaranteed over at Tony'sPicks.com. But yeah, we'll have more this weekend, more exciting action. Yeah, I did have that play go. I had a play go off, Tony, in the NCAA hockey tournament. It was an early game, so it's underway right now with Ohio State and Harvard. Still to come, 3 more games tonight. We'll get down this weekend, whittle those pairings down as well as they get down to the Frozen Four in the NCAA tournament. We've already seen top-ranked Denver out. Top-seeded Denver out yesterday. They lose in an upset to Cornell. That probably makes, I would think, Minnesota the favorite here. They rocked last night 9-2 against Canisius, so maybe they've moved to the top, even though they lost in the Big Ten tournament to Michigan, and Michigan's a big $3 favorite tonight against Colgate. So interesting times. If anybody likes the ice hockey, catch those games on the ESPN family, so those are pretty good as well. But probably nothing on the ice. Mindy and I covered it, I think, today on, as she mentioned it, on the show. So maybe not a premium tonight on the ice, because we kind of broke everything down and felt pretty good about what we were saying on there. So just these 7 games tonight. That's light for me, but we'll pull another profit and add to that number again. Just seems to be, that's the thing about my volume of plays, Tony. Yeah, I can rock the leaderboard sometimes, and everybody gets I get all excited, and the subscribers, get a great day, 9-2, 10-3, whatever it is. But, it's these other days that are most important, Tony, when you can grind out that couple of $100 victory. And I mean it with our $100 unit base. YMMV, as we say on the interwebs. Your mileage may vary. I mean, if you're playing these games, probably playing more than a unit, 100 there on these games. So that 5,000 number, you can, 2x or 3x it, because if you're going good, you're playing it strong, we're stepping it up as we grow that bankroll, and you know what to do. We're selling Tony's picks. What you do with them is your business. But we know what you can do with winning percentage like I'm putting up there right now in many of the sports. You know what to do. You don't need my help. You guys are very, very savvy. We see that every morning with our Team Steam conversation, Tony. Even the newbies that we think, hey, who's this coming into chat? But they know, they've been watching, and they come in with their notes, their stats, their picks. They're the stars of the show. We didn't know it was going to be that way, but that's the way it's turned out. The Morning Steam is all about Team Steam, all of their plays, and yeah, they kind of sway Mindy and I sometimes in the winning direction. So when you look at those handicapper leaderboards and you see the Morning Steam record up there, I think the chat and our Team Steam can take pride in that, because that's just as much them as it is us, maybe half and half over there with the show. So that's what I'm focusing on tonight, Tony, that 7-pack. NCAA Sweet 16. I'm ready for the Aztec game. Yeah, I'm certainly concerned and worried. Probably going up against the number 1 team, although Connecticut looked really sharp last night. And I think that's the 2 that people I think are going to look at right now. But Alabama's the other one. But I think I don't know, the way the Aztecs, I've said it all along, because of their age, experience, coaching, they know what they need to do. They need to turn this into, well, you don't want to play Alabama in football if you're San Diego State, but try to turn this one into a little bit of rough and tumble tonight in San Diego State style. Alabama could end up, matching into that style a little bit, and I think that makes what makes the Aztecs alive to get a cover here at least tonight. I don't think I expect a blowout. Basically, based on the maturity of the San Diego State team, I don't think they have the foldability, if you will, if they were to fall behind. If they are breaking it, that's another problem. But I don't think the effort will be there without the effort at any time. I think San Diego State's a fully focused team with mature players that know exactly what they need to do to stay in this game with the Crimson Tide.
All right, guys, yeah, bro, Ramon Scott over at Tony's Picks. You see, we'll flash the results up here again, where he's producing great numbers here. 5,036 units of profit for 2023. That is all documented over at Tony'sPicks.com. Again, right on the page tonight, you've got Ramon here with his base of his Friday basketball 7-pack up there, 7 packs here as he combines the NCAA tournament and the NBA into a 7-pack. Get on board with that. Remember, use the promo code TonyT at checkout, and you'll save 20% off. You can access Ramon's page by clicking the link you see there in the description and click the All Cappers tab. Then you'll land right on Ramon's page. Go ahead and get signed up. And of course, you can also opt for the longer term pass of 1 month from Ramon. We'll get you all a month of Ramon's premium plays for 30 days. All the remainder of the NCAA tournament, the remainder of the NBA regular season and NHL regular season, and we get you into some playoff action as well with that 1 month of pass. Of course, don't forget baseball starts Thursday. Good 3 weeks of plus of baseball in that 1 month pass. Don't forget the peripheral sports that Ramon covers. He also covers UFC on UFC cards, Bellator as well. He's keeping an eye on his NCAA hockey tournament. We may start looking at women's when we get to the Final Four. I'm not sure. I thought last year we did have that, but we'll see. But anyway, lots of coverage there for Ramon. May delve into some soccer as well. He looks at these other leagues as we start to slow down in some of the other sports next week. So keep an eye on that. Sometimes there's some big tennis tournaments that he looks at. Lots of content there for Ramon. Lots of picks. So get on board. Use a promo code at TonyT to save the 20% off. All right, Ramon. We put together a Twitter account that you can now control. Tony's Picks Ramon. More content there. They can find you over on the Discord. And of course, as well as the morning team. I will say this, I believe we should address this now. We mentioned Discord. James Thor went and signed on for the Discord. Go back and hit the link, and that should take you right into our Discord. After you sign up, I know it will direct you to a different page. Just close your browser, come back to the chat room, and click the link now that you signed in. All right, Ramon, what you got going on over at the Discord and of course on Twitter?
Yeah, and I'll try to find a way. I've got a couple more plays on the ladies' side tonight, so maybe I'll come in there. Maybe we'll tweet one out. Maybe we'll bring one into the Discord, hoping to get involved somehow. Maybe package some of these up because I did have a pretty good start so far in the ladies' tournament, and there's some nice games tonight, including Colorado and Iowa, Mississippi State, and Louisville late that I've got a couple plays on that I'd like to share with everyone. So take a look at the Twitter account there at Tony's Picks Ramon. It's going to be a little more populated with a lot more actionable information. Maybe I'll bring one of those games to you there tonight. That's what we can look at. Right now, Miami lighting up Louisville right now in the ladies tournament, 46-30 at halftime. So we'll see how that one goes. How about that? Right now, Miami, they were a 4.5-point underdog in that one in what was expected to be a low-scoring game, and they have torched Villanova for 46 points in the first half in that ladies game. Next up is going to be LSU and Utah. Just mentioned, Tony, I do have a video on the site embedded at Tony's Picks. The leaderboard video has a free pick in the ladies tournament between LSU and Utah, so check that one out. And also my sponsor video has the preview of a game in the NCAA hockey tournament between Michigan Tech and Penn State. So check that one out as well on the site, on the Tony'sPicks.com website. You'll find embedded videos there by me with a couple of previews and covering some information about our leaders that had a great day and a great week over at Tony'sPicks.com. So don't forget those as well. We'll be back with more Morning Steam on Saturday as we get ready for the Elite Eight. We'll see who's in and going to join them on Sunday, but we already know we've seen some of those lines. The Lions too. The Lions too on both of those games.
Yeah.
tomorrow, Tony. So they'll be closely rated. Should be a thrill a minute when you're talking about the matchups between FAU. I hesitate to call them an upstart. They're not a Cinderella. I mean, they were seeded probably properly. Maybe they were underseeded. I don't think that record, just because they weren't in one of the superpowers, they proved it with that 3-loss record. So K-State 2-point favorite over FAU, Connecticut 2-point favorite over Gonzaga. We'll talk about those games tomorrow, as well as the big hockey card, NBA as well for Saturday. So check us out, Morning Steam, new days, same time, Wednesdays through Mondays, 9 Eastern, 8 Central, 6 Pacific. It's me, it's Mindy, and it's everyone in the chat. We're getting close to 100 every show joining us, and everyone gets their chance to comment until it becomes too overwhelming. Your pick for each game will most likely, I think we're getting about 90 to 95% of all the actual picks posted on the air. And if it just becomes too much, we'll find a format change. But right now, that seems to be fun. It works for everybody. Everybody gets their moment to make their statement, right, on the show with 100 friends watching. And I've got this team, and I've got that team, and I've got over, and I've got under. That's the theme of the show. And then, of course, Mindy and I whittle it down and give out our premium consensus. And we've done pretty well there. Should be no losers over there in the chat, Tony, because we're putting up winners when it comes to Team Steam. So if you're kind of new to sports betting too, learning sports betting, you can kind of just stick with those plays early until you get a feel, until you start to get your own, biases, if you will, what works for you, because that's what it's all about. What works for one or the other. I'm sure maybe I'm old school. I stick to sides and totals. Of course, I want the biggest window with the least variance. That's why I do sides and totals. Appreciate everyone with their props that come in. Love those, and love seeing them as well. It all relates one another. It all relates to the eventual settling of the game. But it's kind of like, hey, if I could pick season win totals and they could be decided in 24 hours, I'd probably go that direction. I just want the biggest sample of opportunity in the least amount of time. That's why full game works for me. Yeah, dabble in those 5 innings, those first halves when need be, or in the bigger games. But for the most part, those sides and totals for me are the best thing that you can do. Best thing anybody can do still to this day, even in today's way of betting and the different variants of betting propositions, Tony.
That's right, guys. More picks there from Ramon over on our Tony'sPicks.com homepage. You'll find it there. Also, click the Premium Pick tab, and you'll find the leaderboard video pick here from Ramon. He updates that daily. You'll find it there when you click the Premium tab. Also on our homepage, you'll find the sponsored free pick there on the site as well. So lots of content for you guys over at Tony'sPicks.com. As we now just display for you here, right near the pick ticker is the sponsored pick there from Ramon. So a lot of content there from Ramon Scott as well. All right, Ramon, as always, great having you show. Continue that success, and we'll catch up with you again on Monday.
Have a great weekend, everybody. Enjoy the games.
Got it. Ramon Scott here on Game Day Picks. Guys, with you here on Game Day Picks, Monday through Friday here at 3 p.m. Eastern Time. Make sure you like, subscribe, set those notifications. We want you guys live with us. Get the plays in real time. Get the best numbers. And, of course, join us in the chat. We appreciate everyone's contributions in our live chat here on the show. All right, let's continue on here with Game Day Picks. It's now time for my pick. Let's get the content up there right now for you right now. We're going to be looking at we're looking at this college game tonight here, and we'll bring it up here between San Diego State and Alabama. We see the total here now 138.5. Wow, this total has gone up because when I gave it out, it was 137.5. So we've seen some movement here. This is the sharp book in Vegas, so the other books may be different. Let's take a look here where the number is right now. Alabama, San Diego State. We're seeing some 138s pop up in some of the books now, so that's where it's going. We're seeing it move here. We had seen initial move down, but now it's coming up here, 138.5. You can shop, get the best numbers. This is the sharpest book out there in Vegas right now, displaying this number. As a matter of fact, the sharpest book in the world online is showing 138 as well, but juice to the over. So we're seeing the over here on this one. But again, shop, get the best numbers. I just believe here. I know Alabama puts up a lot of points, a lot of numbers, but again, this is the San Diego State team that is showing us some ability here to defend. One thing about Alabama, they are third in the nation in defensive efficiency. They hold teams at 28% from 3, 41% inside from 2-point distance. And of course, you look at the Aztecs here, how they're playing defensively. Look over their past 5 games, they're giving up just 35% shooting. Alabama, 33% shooting. So both teams defending as well here. Their overall numbers here for the San Jose State Aztecs, 5th in the nation in defensive efficiency. They rebound the basketball. They're giving up just 29% from 3, 49% inside. Let's go under here between Alabama and San Jose State. All right, guys, check out Tony'sPicks.com. We've got up there tonight 4 premium plays. We got a best bet here from the NBA, as well as a 3-pack here from the college hoops over on my handicapper page. So get on over there, get signed up for it as well if you would. Lots of content over on our site. But tonight I've got a 3-pack here from college basketball and a best bet from the NBA. Of course, these are in orange, so they are profit guaranteed. They must turn a profit by the amount that you purchase credit back to your account for site credits. That is profit guarantee. And of course, remember my long-term passes. I got a 3, 7, or 30-day all sports pass, even up to a year. Get all my premium plays for that period of time you select. When you go to my handicapper page, you make that purchase. And of course, don't forget the promo code. It is Tony T at checkout, and you will save 20% off. All right, let's continue on here on Game Day Picks. It's time now to recap the plays from today's show. Mindy was on the Thunder, go under their team total of 113.5. Ramon says Bucks Jazz over 237. I'll be on San Jose State and Alabama under 137.5. You can actually find 138.5 in many of the books right now. So go for that. All right, that's going to do it for this edition here of Game Day Picks, guys. Make sure you tune in again here Monday, live here at 3 p.m. Eastern Time. We'll do it all over again. We'll bring in our cappers from Tony's Picks, and we'll get out the plays for you in real time. Remember, make sure you like, subscribe, set those notifications, be live with us, get the plays in real time. All right, that's going to do it for our show today. I'd like to thank everyone for joining us. Let's go ahead and bring in our crew from today. Going to wake up. Bye, guys. You guys have a great weekend. You're going to win one. We'll talk to you back here Monday here on Game Day Picks.